Leading figures on the far right have been sounding the alarm on Afghanistan evacuees all week. The refugees are coming. The refugees are coming.
Former intel that are telling me people that are being brought in here, there is a significant percentage that are future Boston Marathon bombers because they're not doing adequate vetting.
Over on Fox, human manure spreader Tucker Carlson has floated yet another race-baiting conspiracy theory that tens of thousands of Afghan refugees are being welcomed into this country in order to change the outcome of future elections.
Many of whom will now be moved into neighborhoods around the United States and stay permanently. They didn't seem to encounter any problems in doing this. Thanks to meticulous and thoughtful planning, Operation Change America Forever came off precisely according to plan. It worked flawlessly.
Did he say Operation Change America Forever? I think change is already in the air. We had an insurrection nearly 8 months ago, an insurrection that, let's face it, hasn't really ended, in part because you have Republican members of Congress using this kind of rhetoric.
If our election systems continue to be rigged and continue to be stolen, then it's going to lead to one place, and it's bloodshed. And I will tell you, as much as I'm willing to defend our liberty at all costs, there's nothing that I would dread doing more than having to pick up arms against a fellow American.
The threatening language does not end there. In response to the January 6th committee requesting the phone records of lawmakers, some of whom may have been in touch with the insurrectionists, House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy released a statement warning the telecommunication companies that cooperate with the committee, quote, "A Republican majority will not forget." That sounded an awful lot like what Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene had to say.
These telecommunications companies, they better not play with these Democrats, because Republicans are coming back into the majority in 2022, and we will take this very serious. These telecommunications companies, if they go along with this, they will be shut down, and that's a promise.
Good. I hope they're afraid of you. They should be. They should be. They're very short-sighted. They think Democrats are going to rule forever, but they should be afraid to wade into partisan politics like this.
Congresswoman Greene, if they go along with this, they will be shut down. Congressman Cawthorn, it's going to lead to one place, and it's bloodshed. Operation Change America Forever, indeed. The times they are also a-changin' down in Texas. That's where a bizarre new law all but prohibits abortion and creates a dystopian bounty system that empowers ordinary citizens to sue reproductive health care providers and just about anybody who helps a woman obtain the procedure. The Supreme Court's conservative majority refused to block the Texas law.
We expect what the Supreme Court just did to embolden other states and, frankly, other conservative circuit courts to completely ignore Roe versus Wade.
Now, if you're getting a Handmaid's Tale vibe from all of this, you're not alone. Apologies if you haven't seen the show, but when they say under his eye in Texas, do they now mean Greg Abbott? And who is going to be doing the snitching? Watch out for Aunt Lydia down the street. Certainly it won't be the same people saying my body, my choice when it comes to mask mandates.
There's a lot of other guys that control that can't control themselves.
Talk to me.
That's why they're not here right now.
Narrow somebody.
I have nothing else to say. Do what's right. There's a lot of bad things coming.
We know who you are. We know who you are. You can leave freely, but we will find you, and we know who you are. You will never be allowed in public again.
What will we tell the Afghan refugees who just fled those schools for girls back in their home country? I guess the girls here will have to fill them in. Unfortunately, what we will tell them is that some members of the far right in this country have apparently decided they will resort to intimidation and, in some cases, even violence to get what they want. And they could sweep into power faster than the experts thought possible. Sound familiar? Sort of like an American Taliban. It is starting to look like a combination of theocracy and thugocracy. The leaders of this MAGA ban movement, people like Marjorie, Madison, and Tucker, They're not counting on an intelligence failure or a lack of planning on your part. They're counting on a lack of courage to stand up for your rights in this country. Does that ring a bell? The anti-immigration, anti-democratic, anti-women's rights forces have all sought these kinds of changes for years, even decades in this country. Their operation to change America forever is well underway. It's just changing in a way they don't want you to see.